Good morning, everyone. Whether you're here in person or watching us online, we're very happy to have you here. This is our final week of our book study program, and we've been reading Beyond the Struggle by Roger Houston. And this theme song was written about that book, and we're going to be singing it today for the last time. So hopefully you'll know it, at least part of it, and you can join in singing as you feel comfortable. I float on the ocean of possibility, buoyed by faith and poetry. I quiet, I soften, I open, I breathe. May it be so. Aware in the space where thoughts come apart, I sense the mind that lives in the heart. I'm loving, I'm knowing, accepting, I breathe. May it be so. I am fully present to what's unfolding now, resting alert, filled with grace. I let go of resistance and let God life flow, and all is divine in this place. Here in this moment, there's only what is, and no separation exists. I'm present, I'm living, I'm present, I breathe. May it be so. May it be so.
Good morning. Ooh. Okay, we're all going to wake up now to this loud, ever-present voice. I'm the Reverend Medora Gordon, and this is Unity in Marin. Whoever we are, wherever we are from, whatever our size, shape, color, or choice, we are welcome in this place. As we come together now in the quiet, we remember, let it be so. It is, you know, for we are all one, and it is so.
Open to the presence now, love is in this place. Open to the light within, feel God's peace and grace. Open to the presence now, love is in this place. Open to the presence now, let God's peace and grace. Well, good morning. I'm kind of wearing two hats, singing a little bit, and also I'm the celebration leader. I'm going to change mics. I'm Carolyn Gauthier. I'm sneaking over to the other mic, to the podium mic, and noisily putting this down. Good morning. Very happy to be here. Reverend Medora Gordon, thank you for opening us up and setting the tone for this day. It is a blessed day, and we come together as a community to feel that part within ourselves that is beyond the physical, that is our spirit nature. And we acknowledge that in one another and acknowledge ourselves and each of us here for making that commitment to your inner life just by showing up. I'd like you to state with me our mission statement. This is who we are, what we believe, and what we do and how we do it. So let's say it together. We are a spiritual community committed to authenticity and the expression of love and support for each other in living an awakened, enlightened life. And that is no small thing. So give yourself a little virtual pat on the back for taking on this amazing task that is life. We do this by connecting, growing, and serving. Let's state this together. We connect with spirit, inspiring each other, the community, and the world. A couple of things I want to point out to you, but there's a lot more information on our website. The first thing is Lynn Law and the Attitudinal Healing Group will support and listen to you and your experiences of loss, aging, and stress from challenging life conditions. And this is every Thursday evening from 5 to 7. We have the drumming circle coming up. Talk about wanting to get the energy moving. That is a good way to do it. There are drums here, or you can bring your own. And if you don't feel like drumming, you can dance. You can just be there and feel the energy. It's a wonderful way to get a midweek boost. So join Steve and the gang for the drumming circle. Peter Russell explores the mystery of consciousness by addressing these questions. What is non-duality? What is the relationship between consciousness and the physical world? What do we mean by I? Come join the inquiry on November 9th. Now I'd like to invite Wendy, our prayer chaplain, to come forward with the prayer box. You have the opportunity to get a slip of paper from the back of the narthex, which has just a little space for you to write whatever your joy or concern is. And there's a dedicated team of people that will pray with you for 30 days, holding exactly that need for you and your greater good. And then it's sent on to Unity Village in Missouri, where it is prayed again for another 30 days. So if there's something on your heart or your mind, just drop a slip in that prayer box. And once again, the candle is lit to remind us of that spirit within each of us that draws us here and draws us forward in our lives. And let that light shine even brighter. Thank you, Wendy. And now we're going to have a brief time of quiet. I'm going to read the Daily Word, which also is a publication from Unity Village. And it will be followed by a few moments of silence. So take this time for yourselves just to relax in your chair and take a few deep breaths, and as I guide you into the silence. And the word is guidance. I am one with the loving guidance of divine mind. Spirit expresses through all of creation as loving guidance, maintaining perfect order in all things. Today, I focus and take time to gain direction in all that I do. Since my essence is of spirit, I am one with divine mind always. And I remember that truth whenever I feel confused, conflicted, or uncertain of what my next step should be. My mortal mind is limited, relying on yesterday's fears to make today's decisions. I choose to move beyond any perceived limitations to the loving guidance available through the presence of divine mind within. This day unfolds before me, filled with satisfaction and joy, as I feel that loving guidance with every step I take, every choice I make. I am one with the loving guidance of a divine mind. And from Psalm 119, your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my pathway. We take guidance from divine in the silence.
Think about the life I live, a figure made of clay, and think about the things I lost, the things I gave away. And when I'm in a certain mood, I search the house and look. One night I found these magic words in a magic book. Throw it away, oh, throw it away. Give your love, live your life each and every day, and keep your hand wide open. let the sun shine through, 'cause you can never ever lose a thing if it belongs to you. Now there's a hand to rock the cradle and a hand to help us stand, with a gentle kind of motion as he moves across the land. And the hands unclenched and open, gifts of love and life it brings. So keep your hand wide open if you're needing anything, and throw it away. Oh, throw it away. Just give your love, live your life each and every day, and keep your hand wide open. Let the love shine through, 'cause you can never ever lose a thing if it belongs to you. Just throw it away. Oh, throw it away. Live your love, give in your life each and every day, and keep your hand wide open. Let the love shine through, 'cause you can never ever lose a thing if it belongs to you. No, you can never ever lose a thing if it belongs to you. No, you can never ever lose a thing if it belongs to you.
That was so beautiful, Deborah. Something we can all relate to, and it's good to have Deborah Winters here in her spiritual home, all the people who love her. Yes. And we thank you also, Jason, on the piano. Beautiful. And if this is your first time here at Unity in Marin, we'd like to welcome you. We have a little gift for you. We have a coffee mug and a packet of information, and one of our ushers will be happy to give that to you. All you have to do is fill out the front of the form and take it over to the center of the courtyard, which we call the hub, where there's lots of information about everything that's going on here, and we'd like to welcome you to our community. All you have to do is raise your hand, and one of the ushers will find you and give you the gift. We have quite a few new people today. You are welcome here, and we hope to get to know you a little better out in the courtyard. And if you're watching online, maybe it's your first time, or maybe a friend has encouraged you to watch our service, we welcome you also. And thank you, everybody up in the tech booth, for making this service run so smoothly today. Couldn't do it without them. Okay, our second core commitment is to grow. Let's state this together. We grow in consciousness through education, healing, and prayer. And again, lots of opportunity for growth in this community. Reverend Medora Gordon is giving a class on the Hebrew scriptures. There's a lot of depth and a lot of metaphysical interpretation and historical background that will really enrich in your life and your studies. So that's during the week, there was a request for some classes during the day. So this is one of them, and please come and partake of that. You've been hearing a lot about May McCarthy, who's going to be coming here in 2 weeks from today. She'll be giving a talk. She's the prosperity queen. She just has so many incredible things to say, and she'll be giving a workshop also. We have in the bookstore several of her books, a couple of them, 2 books, The Path to Wealth, 7 Spiritual Steps for Financial Abundance, and her new book, The Gratitude Formula. They're available in the bookstore, and if you buy it today, May will sign the books when she's here. So it's perfect for yourself or a gift for someone else. Then we have Sue Summer, who is member of our community, a wonderful teacher. She's offering one last session this year for all of you writers, and that's all of y'all. She's a wonderful teacher and will guide you to write about your experiences using creative prompts, some mild coaching, and lively group discussions. And now I would like to invite you, as you are able, to stand, and we're going to sing our statement of truth. There is only one power, only one presence, active in all my life and in the universe. God the good, in all, through all, and over all. There is only one power, only one presence, active in all my life and in the universe. God the good, in all, through all, and over all. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You called me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep, my faith will stand. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and love is mine. Love's grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide, wherewith each step that love surrounds me. You've never failed, and you won't stop now. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. Oh, when oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. Oh,
trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of your love. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me, and take me deeper than my feet could ever wander. Let me walk upon the water in the presence of your love, and I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. Oh, when oceans arise, my soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours, and love is mine.
Well, good morning. I don't know about you, but I've been up, down, over, and out about this crazy book we've been studying. Dropping the struggle, he says. Yes. Dropping the struggle just made it worse. So this is the wrap-up to Dropping the Struggle, and I didn't know what to do with it. We've worked on it in our book study, and we've done our duty, and we've answered our questions, and every time we sort of looked at each other and said, well, time for a break, let's go have a cookie. Because it just picked up pieces and parts and did funny things that we didn't expect, and hard to know. And so running along also in this last 6 weeks has been our search for a new minister here. Or I don't want to say new, I want to say another minister here. And so today I've decided what just insisted on coming out was that I try to tie that search where we've been in the last 6 weeks with this book study. So hang on to your hats, fasten your seatbelts. Let's see if we can really do this. First, it was all about dropping the struggle to be special. Well, there was no doubt about it. This was Unity in Marin, right? We were special. We knew it. We're sure of it. We're beautiful. We're in a very wealthy county. We had savvy leadership. We were special. There was nothing more to say. And then, bang, Bill announces that he's leaving. Heidi's in a terrible accident in May. Money's really tight. We look around. I looked around, and I stood up on June the 1st and went, holy cow, I'm the only one standing here. And you know, I didn't feel quite so special anymore. And you know, when something like that happens, we all have to watch our primary emotion. Some of us are afraid. Fear is my primary emotion. Some of us were, feeling guilty. Golly, if I had only done this or that. Some of us were angry. How could they? How could they have left us like that? And big changes are like that. And suddenly we feel like a tsunami's headed our way. And then we go to the second week of the book study. And that was dropping the struggle to be perfect. So we thought, well, we can keep this up. I mean, we can be perfect, right? How hard can that be? So we rushed around. We formed committees. We had a great farewell for Bill. We rearranged the furniture. We got a new phone line. Surely we could continue the creation, continue to be special, continue to make ourselves perfect. But during all of that action and all of that hustling and bustling, What we failed to remember was that we were already perfect. We didn't have to make ourselves perfect. These are just changes that needed to be made in the normal course of life, in the normal course of any spiritual community. Stuff happens, blemishes and all. What makes Unity in Marin real is the very limitations that make us human and unique. If we were perfect, nobody'd want to be here. I can remember when I was training and supervising chaplains at San Francisco General Hospital, and it was always a hustle to get there. And so on the days when I was on time and the traffic was good and my makeup was right and I got in the parking lot and there was a place to park and I went right in, I had the worst chaplain experiences. Those were the ones that never did work. But on the days when Richard and Hyde had words, I was late, I was looking a mess, there was nowhere to park, you come running in, sliding into home plate, those were the best. Because I wasn't being perfect, I was just there. I was present. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us unique. And so back at Unity in Marin, the changes began. We're updating our financial practices to figure out why we're spending more than we're bringing in. Like I told you, we've got this fancy new phone system. We're updating our campus management. We formed a search team. We rolled up our sleeves and we prepared to get down to it. And then we looked around and we all looked at each other and we said, oh, The more we dig in, the more we realize that we're struggling to define our very meaning and purpose. You can't just invite in a new leader if you don't know who you are. Who are we now with all of these changes? Roger Housden, the man that wrote this book that we've been studying, tells us that the pressure to define value and meaning comes both from within and without. But the struggle really is, our culture demands that we become something rather than just relax and be. At first, we were busy making lists of concrete achievements. Look at all we've done. Look at the campus. Look at the Montessori school. Look at the fabulous programs. Hey, by the way, look at us trying to sell ourselves to ourselves, so that our job applicants will be impressed, so that everyone will think that we're okay, so that people won't quit coming, so that we're good. But what we discovered is that there's not much meaning in selling outer roles and achievements. Who we are at Unity in Marin is not what we are, and it's not in what we have done. Our meaning and purpose is living fully into the ongoing process of becoming. Becoming generates our human adventure. Becoming pretty much defines everything that goes on in the universe. Nothing stands still. All of us, every one of us in this room, are becoming. We're moving on. No matter what we've built, we're becoming. But then we get to the fourth week in the book, and I know that those of you that have helped form groups have heard, you've heard the phrase, the way a group works is there's forming, storming, norming, performing, right? So we got forming. I got you through performing. We got ourselves formed up. We got search committees. We got ourselves figured out. That was cool. And then comes storming. And we found a little storming, not a lot, in the process of becoming. Before becoming is challenging. It's for us, it would be the storming part of what we're doing. And if by chance it slips over into a little storming, Housden suggests that love is the answer. Love means to look at ourselves the way one looks at distant things, For we are only one thing among many, and whoever sees that way heals the heart. And a bird and a tree say to us, friend. It's that perspective that heals our hearts, for it frees us from the illness of self-absorption. This search is no longer about us. We begin to see others have needs. We may not agree, but everyone has a point of view, and each point of view is valid. If we can see unity in Marin in a larger context, part of a larger picture. For example, we were talking about passion the other night at the board, and there's a passion on the board for unity to be a spiritual center, a place that is community-centered, where we all work together to teach and pass along the collective wisdom of the universe. That's why we're here. We do all of the things we do, but pass along the collective wisdom of the universe. That's what we're doing. And when we look at it that way, we settle down. We can ponder the larger questions. And we keep on loving one another as we go through this process. For in loving, we share our ultimate knowing that deep inside each of us, there is no separation. But we can't make it happen. We can't practice our way into love. We all have to sort of till the inner ground of our being so that we're open. And then sometimes, without even knowing it, we're open to the wondrous workings of grace. And running along under all of this, of course, was the struggle with time. For me, time is an absolute tyrant. I was born 20 minutes late, and I have never found it. I have tried. I have done everything possible, and it's just the way it is. And for me, everything in this process has moved way too fast. But what I have come to discover is that time really is an artificial construct. What Houston points out is that clock time has come to rule our lives ever since the invention of the railroad. I didn't really know that, but you got to figure that if a railroad has to run on time, then so do we. And there's this sort of timeless dimension that runs beyond clock time, and that's the one that we forget. There's a deeper dimension to each of us and to everything. And it is to that dimension of timelessness that our search must turn. The ministerial search has run on a very strict time schedule, and the teams have done a magnificent job of beating the clock. But we are getting ready to interview candidates. We are at that point. And it's important to remember that the only time we objectively have is this very moment, right here, right now, in this place, with these people, and there is nothing to fear. For we aren't all about the hustling and the bustling. Houston suggests that if it weren't for the hustling and bustling, we'd be forced to face the possibility of not existing. And I didn't agree with him with that at all. He says if we aren't doing something, then we won't have a life. But I'm not sure. I'm really not sure about that. I think it's more important to determine the productivity of our lives, to figure out the quality of our lives by the experiences that we know moment by moment. We don't judge ourselves on how big our to-do list is. Hey, my to-do list is bigger than your to-do list. I'm sorry, I don't get that. I really don't think that that's straight on. So I looked up the metaphysical meaning of time. And Charles Fillmore, one of Unity's co-founders, tells us that time is the measure that we give to passing events. The measure that we give to passing events. Time's only power is the power we give it. And if we don't give it power, it doesn't have any. So as we sit here and we worry about schedules and meetings and timing, let us remember that what we are really doing is timeless. We are searching for someone to help us pass along the collective wisdom of the universe, and there's plenty of time. The great work of being human is for us to live in time and timelessness all at the same time. 6th chapter, underlying all that we have done is the knowledge that there really is going to be change at Unity in Marin. We're in it. We can feel it coming. Some of us do better with it than others. But change is the one certainty that we can be absolutely sure of. We can resist it. Won't do any good, but you can sure resist it. For if we allow ourselves to fully experience the changes that are happening, we flow with those experiences rather than struggle against them. And as we work in the flow of change, the sense of who we are, of where we are going, becomes more fluid. It's not rigid, it's more responsive to the conditions around us. And you know what? We forget to be absorbed with ourselves. The deeper remembrance of always being joined to a greater life emerges. And it's not so much about me, it's about all of us. On November 11th, Unity in Marin is going to be 57 years of age. And we're going to have a birthday party right here in this room, 11 o'clock that morning, and I'm glad Lisa Starbird isn't here, because if she saw what I had in mind for that service, she'd run screaming from the room with her hair on fire. We're going to spend time remembering where we started, where we were, and how far we've come. We've changed ministers before, and we're doing it again, and it's all right. What matters is that we allow what happens. Our attention is not on some future date when we hope all will be well. Our attention rests where it has been all of our lives, on each moment as it rises in our consciousness. Our attention is right here, right now, in the consciousness of all of us. So where are we with all of this? We're about to finish the bloody book, thank goodness. And I need to bring you up to date. As many of you know, I was really back and forth about whether to apply for the job of senior minister. First, I was not going to do it. Then I was going to do it. And then I met with the board, and the board, in their wisdom, has decided that I should keep on doing what I'm doing, and they're going to be looking for a new face, some new energy, and that we're going to be two of us to do this. And please know I am so relieved. This truly is a two-person job. And we are going to begin the process of our final interviews for the candidates starting next Sunday. So this should be, okay, no picture. Sorry, we didn't get his picture. We just figured this out Friday. Tim Lytle is coming from the University of Hawaii. He's our first candidate to try out. He will be here next week. He'll be giving the talks and a workshop. So please mark your calendars, plan to be here, tell your friends. It's important to be here for all of the interviews. I think there are 3, maybe 4. So it's very important that we as the community see everybody so that we have input. There will be papers to fill out, and your thoughts will be sought, and the board will make a decision based on what everyone thinks. So please, please plan to be here starting next week. And I don't want to conclude without talking about dropping the struggle to know. Knowing. I don't know. We all know that there are times when we just know that we know. Has everybody had that feeling? You just know. It's kind of like a thought in between thoughts. It happens. It comes out of nowhere. A deeper knowing emerges and calls us into action. We know that we know with every cell of our bodies that we are being called to move forward. So I know that in the next few weeks, as you meet our new candidates, that we are part of a spontaneous updwelling from out of the vast and unending fabric of existence. We are part of an upwelling. Think about that. Out of the fabric of all of existence. We are here in this place. This is who we are. It's sheer poetry. There are times when it's utter foolishness, and it's pure wisdom. And so it is. Amen. Let's join together in doing our denial and our affirmation. All right. The denial particularly is important for some of us. Loud with a lot of enthusiasm, please. I no longer hustle and bustle. And my affirmation, I know that I know that I know. Thank you all so much. This is our time of giving and receiving. We give in love. We receive, and we are so, so very grateful. Amen.
Just as we give, so we receive. Richly we live in one golden weave. There is nothing that we can lack. We give from love, and love gives it back. Just as we give, so we receive. Richly we live in one golden weave. There is nothing that we can lack. We give from love, and love gives it back. Carolyn, do you want to come up and sing with me? This is a song you all know. And Dora, thank you for your wonderful talk. We don't have to struggle to be anybody. We just be, and all is well, right? So you guys know this. You can sing along, and Carolyn's going to do some beautiful harmonies. So. You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged. Oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all when your darkness fills inside you and you feel so small. And I see your true colors shining through, your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, you can call me up, because you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Yes, your true colors are beautiful, like a rainbow.
As the ushers come forward, I'm going to want you to help with the offertory blessing. But as we bless this, please remember that we bless everything, each other, the place, the wonders of the universe. We bless it all. So hands up, everybody. Way up. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. And so it is.
So it is. And thank you, Medora, for that excellent talk. I feel the energy shifting. I feel us coming together as a community in new ways and spreading out and magnetizing. We're a magnet, drawing the right person to us. So thank you. Yes. So our third core commitment is to serve. Let's state this together. We serve spirit, community, and the world with love, joy, and a sense of adventure. Yes, we do. Oh, I need some socks. Fonzie needs some socks. Did you bring socks? Well, okay. Well, Fonzie's going to be out there, and be sure and take your socks over to him. And if you forgot them, you can run out and buy some and come right back. Yay, because he's doing it for a school for the homeless. That's what it's for. Thanks. And speaking of having fun in a spiritual realm, the prayer chaplains are having an informational meeting. They're serious prayers, but they also have a really good time. So if this is calling to you, if something says, I might want to do that, follow that small voice inside as it gets louder and says, I think I want to be a prayer chaplain. I know, I'm talking to some of you. So be sure and see Michelle, or any prayer chaplain will tell you what a great thing it is. Okay, we have our ongoing series of Life After Death once a month. And I have to tell you and be perfectly honest that I did not look up Amy Call, so I don't know anything about her. Sorry. Someone does. On the internet. Use your tools. Okay, these beautiful flowers were done today by Sarah, right? Yeah, Sarah Gaspari. And we want to thank her. Aren't they gorgeous? So every week someone gives the money to sponsor the flowers and the delicious food we have out there. And you can dedicate it to whomever, whatever. And many of you know Frank and Claire Gallardo. They've been coming to our community, and a year ago their house burned down in the fires, and now they're rebuilding. They've got the foundation starting, and I'm not even sure if they're going to be here today, but they always sit over here, and they're wonderful couple. They both were in the choir for a long time. But just to celebrate the joy with them of coming back after a difficult time. And they chose to share that with all of you by donating the food and the flowers. So you too can sign up right out in the breezeway to sponsor one of the weeks. Okay, we know that you need to visit the bookstore to get your May McCarthy books, but they also have lots of things on sale and gifts and other things. So support your local bookstore right here at Unity in Marin. If there's something that you want to order, they'll have it for you by next week. And now I'd like the prayer chaplains to please stand. Thank you. These people will hold you in the light, hear what you have to say, hold that in confidence, and see you as the true bright light that you really are. So find one of them and tap them on the shoulder after the service. And now let's stand and say the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And now let's take the hand of the person next to us and sing the peace song.
Hallelujah.